how would the founders interpret the idea of birthright citizenship in its current form in this country?
The founders, of course, would have been happy with birthright citizenship for children of citizens. And of course, that's primarily what birthright citizenship meant to them. In today's world, there's this new idea, especially being promoted on the left, that birthright ought to apply to children who are not children of citizens, and in fact, who are citizens of other countries. And even of course, in the case of illegals. So all of that. But from the point of view of the founders, citizenship was had a very distinct meaning. You had to be a member of the society to be a citizen. And what that meant was, you are one of the people who agrees to and abides by the social compact. What is that? That is, the social compact is the agreement among a group of individuals who decide we're going to be fellow citizens together. Once that compact is formed, it's an agreement binding on the existing citizens to obey the law, but at the same time to enjoy the privileges of the law. And that, of course, is very different from what we're used to now, where citizenship has come to mean something like access to benefits and not too much. We don't hear too much anymore about duties, things like serving in the military, perhaps in time of war. But that's the basic outline. And so for them, if you're somebody who wants to join an existing social compact, that's something that ought to be done only when there's consent on both sides. The basic principle of the founding, all men are created equal, meant that you are supposed to, that you have a right to liberty, and that right to liberty then expresses itself when you form a compact, when you agree with others to become part of a government. And that means that once the government is formed, it has a right to liberty in regard to the rest of the world, right? It gets to decide on its own policies. So from then on, any relationship with non-citizens has to be based on either the voluntary consent, as in the case of immigration policy that permits immigration, or non-consent, in which case we close the borders or perhaps even go to war, if in the extreme case. But that's what it means to be a citizen and to have a right to liberty enforced and implemented by government.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.